Hey, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings. We're going to do a reading here to see how can we work on some savings, okay? How can we get better at doing some savings? Go ahead and do a few piles here. I'm going to add one more. All right, so we have blue jean quartz. We have Charoite, tiger's iron, and peach moonstone. Go ahead and pick one of these, and I will see you on your timestamp. All right, how can we get better at saving? What's some advice for financial savings, security, some kind of information and insight here? Queen of Pentacles reverse, literally upping the business savvy. We have justice here. I mean, this might seem obvious, but this is saying look at your bank account, look at the balance, look how things are coming in and out. This group can be emotional spenders, and it's saying it's time to cut that out. Literally cut out the emotional spending because it's a lot. We have abundance here, so it's possible for sure for you guys to have some success, and it's possible for you guys to make big deposits into your savings. But it's saying that there's an emotionality here and a fear of like tapping in and paying attention to what your addictions are. We have the Pentacle reverse here, which is on the Devil card. It can show our addictions and where our scales are tied up. So cutting cords, you might need to cut cords with addictive patterns and with kind of an emotional sensitivity to being allergic to looking at what is actually going in and out of your financial apps and accounts and things. Bay leaf is wonderful to carry in your coin purse, your wallet, to draw in abundance. Burn it on candles, put that oil everywhere, all that kind of stuff here. But we do have a lot of money that's going out that could be saved and properly harvested. That's not. This can also mean you want to look at your contracts with your savings, because maybe you're not getting the best APR, you're not getting the best returns on your investments that you could. Literally, again, time to cut some of your savings plans or some of the places that you're doing your business and invest it better. You're divesting here with the Queen of Pentacles reverse. For some of you, you are going to need to look at the fact that you might be pouring money or time into a part of your business or your studies or your skill set in a way that's not having a good return, and you need to rebalance how you're spending that money. So let's say that you are having a candle making business and you're spending all of your money on like all these colorful waxes, but really you should be working on the quality of your wicks, the quality of your glass, your shipping, packaging, get something more eco-friendly, whatever it is, your website development. And so it's like we're mismanaging where we're reinvesting and putting money into what we're trying to build. And because of that, we're not having the return to save that we should be having to put away into savings, okay? So everything is very fluid. What goes around comes around with how you are treating your finances. It does have a big impact where you're investing your money to if you have money to put into your savings. Again, very common sense. We have a logical card here. We have Earth cards and Libra cards here going on. So we're trying to take out the, oh, I'll just manifest later. Your guys' finances aren't working. And just the, oh, I'll manifest a little bit more later, and then I'll have a huge lump sum come in, and then I'll just throw that in my savings. It's saying, no, let's break it down. Let's make sure that we have, again, functioning pockets of, business and financial apps and things and institutions to put our finance in. And let's make sure we're only putting money in where we're going to get good returns so that we can then reap this whole field of corn and put this big old chunka into our savings, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for a little quick pick read here for your savings. I trust it was helpful. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. For those of you who chose Charoite, that is a really good crystal for family business. So if you are balancing home and family, and if you your business itself is family run, or you work from home and families around, really good crystal to help balance those energies. Let's see what your savings messages are. Oh my gosh, cards started flying everywhere as soon as I tried to even shuffle. Let's see. All right, we have Easter eggs, rebirth, reversed. We have the Queen of Cups here. We have the Moon. Well, some of you definitely could have had a child. If that's not you, okay, just hold on for a minute. Some of you could be the child trying to leave the nest, and you're like, I'm trying to save, you know. Some of you are trying to get your nest egg, but you're just like, it's like the Easter egg in the movie. Like, where is it hidden? How is this happening? Okay. You could be a little bit nervous. The mermaid here is on the land, which isn't something that is going to, you know, be forever for a mermaid. And of course, this is built of sand, so that sea chair she's sitting on is probably going to be gone at high tide. So things don't look so stable for you. Even here we have a heart as an offering, but again, we're at low tide here. So you guys could be having low finances right now, and things are ebbing and flowing. This is the emotional group. So the other group I just said, you guys don't really have emotionality in your finances. It's very logical, air and earth. You guys have a lot of emotions, psychic energy, spiritual energy affecting your finances, your mood, even your look, your artistic look that you bring to things really affects your finances. So for this group, you guys could be artists, you could be psychics, readers, intuitives, very emotional nurturers. You could be daycare providers, stay-at-home parents, things of that nature. All right. Family and Ten of Pentacles, your family dynamics. I feel like for this group, you would be good at family business or working from home. And it's important, they're saying, one, some of you are going to have a lot of kids, or you're going to have more kids than you do now. You might decide that, you might think you're never going to have kids and you're not going to have a relationship, and you actually end up doing all of that. You end up, you know, having in-laws to take care of and everything. So they're saying some of you are maybe spending too much being, you know, young, wild, and free. You need to save up more than you think you need to, because you might end up having a whole bunch more people to send to school, and you want to have houses and all of this that you will want to provide for your family and loved ones. So if you're like, well, we don't have to save that much because we just have one kid, so we have a, you know, maybe we're doing a little bit extra, but they're like, no, you need to plan for them triplets you're about to have down the line. Okay. Yeah, Spirit World is saying it's good to trust your abundance, but also treat it well. Okay, balance your Nine of Cups with your Nine of Pentacles. Okay, be smart with your finance. You do have a lot of blessings from the spiritual. Oh my gosh, Nine of Cups. I knew, I felt it. The next card down. Nine of Cups reversed. So again, you have the lucky fish, but don't drain the ocean the fish is swimming in, because then where's your luck gonna go? Don't pull up the trees here that are trying to be harvested. Eight of Wands. I feel like you guys use up your financial luck and energy too quickly without saving and reinvesting it. And to be honest, I feel like that really annoys the spiritual world. They're like, well, what are you doing? I get it. It's a very Pisces way of doing finance. We have Jupiter and Pisces here. Sagittarius. Yeah, there's definitely Jupiter, children of Jupiter in this group. Or maybe your guys' financial houses are in Jupiter. So what you have to do is, instead of only putting all your eggs in one basket and only saving when you have a huge chunk of money to save, and not knowing how, I feel like some people don't know how to save bit by bit, and I actually relate to that myself too. It's actually easier for me to give away a big amount of money than to like little by little do something. So I tend to like want to wait to do that. And I feel like that's this group here. They're saying no. They're saying don't be so emotional with your finances. Now you tend to have money come in ways that are a little bit more fortune-led, psychic-led, manifested, creative financing. But what you want to do is ground that, make that energy level out by taking control when you do have the finances and making practical decisions and investing. So we have a Virgo card, the opposite of Pisces, trying to balance out your finances, which makes perfect sense. It's trying to get your roots back so you're not overly spending and then getting tapped out. Okay, we still need a little bit more for this one. Coral. Yeah, it's everything is about being uprooted. Coral is like the roots of the ocean. We have trees being uprooted here, things like that. So for this group, if you're on a high time with your finances, you know there's going to be low times as well, low tide. And then you're going to be anguished and stressed. So you do need to save like immediately. Okay, if it's $10 here, $10 here, $1 here, $1 here, 10 cents, whatever it is. I know it's like weird when people say that and you're like, really? So I'm going to have $1.20 by the end of the year, saving up 10 cents a month. But you'll have times where money will come in, and if you're in that habit, you'll save more. feel like take it as a healthy challenge for yourself. Take it as a spiritual exercise of love and investment in self. Take it as storing up for future self, future love, okay? Future love. Take it as this is how I love myself and take care of myself. And money is energy, and so me saving up positive energy for myself to be protected and secure, and for my loved ones and my children or my creations that I will have being protected and secure in the physical world. Looking at it that way will help you see it as something viable for this group, who is a very like spiritual minded group, where you might not value physical things enough to truly take care. Okay, and I do think you'll regret that, because then you'll end up not being able to do the things you love, not even maybe even able to focus on your arts and your spiritual gifts as much if you are really stressed about not having the security that you need. It could also make your parenting tougher, things like that, okay? So definitely continue. It says get creative here, explore your curiosities. There's so much to learn and enjoy. Still connect with nature and friends, still work on your personal expression, have fun. Some of you are year of the monkey as well. You're like, I just want to have fun every month. But invest, okay? Invest in yourself. All right. Now this group, okay, I keep getting more for this group. This group, I will also say that creative investing is something you can really, really do well. I would also say know when to pull out of your bets. This definitely could be a betting group with all the Jupiter energy, but you could really do some heartbreakers to yourself. Don't put all your eggs or your crystals, your stones in one basket. All right, just don't. Definitely don't take out a mortgage or use the children's nest egg or your school funds or something like that for betting and investments, even if all of your luck and intuition is telling you it could be a good strike. It's saying don't do that at this time, because it shows the dream could not hit, or there could be something just a little off. Spirit world will bring you blessings, but not by asking you to burn everything down. Do things within moderation, okay? So yeah, give yourself a limit on your investments, whether that's even investment back into your career or whatever it is, to build your new studio or whatever. Give yourself some limitations. That will be a healthy thing. It's a smart thing. It's not saying you love yourself or believe in yourself less, or you don't trust your gift, or you're not being a good manifester, okay? All right, so that's what I'm seeing for this group. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, our clock was on 1, 2, 3, 4. So, getting things in a row for those who chose Tiger's Iron. Information, insight, advice for savings. Savings. Oh, we have the Fool card. We got one that fell. Let's see what it says. Imperial Heart, which is funny because it's like an impala, and this is Imperial. We have number 88, finances. Changing negative behaviors voluntarily or by force. Number 88. I said voluntarily or by force. We have adventure and potential. Abundance card, tree peony. Hummingbird. Very frolicking energy in this pile. Okay. The star card, Aquarius energy is like major in this pile. Air and Aquarius, Aquarius and Libra. All right, I'm gonna pull one more. I am ready to receive love. Definitely there's love energy here too. Partnerships, relationships, friendships. All right, I think you guys have good social energy. I think your finances lie by trying new things. Definitely this could be the group with online investing, new apps, cryptocurrency. Some of you might even do things where you're, going back, kind of doing new cutting edge ways of going back to like barter and trade and, a sharing of resources and things in a different way. I see unique relationships, unique roles and partnerships, or even in polyamorous connections, or in like co-ops. Like you might live in like an artist kind of co-op kind of place or community kind of vibe, just different things like that. There's totally kind of like a hippie vibe to this group as well. But I see a lot of abundance and money that wants to come through. That's here. So here we need to have a healthy management of funds. The question is, are you going to say like, money's not needed because we're on this higher vibration and we're just going to get rid of it all and not utilize it, or I'll just attach to a partner and they can be responsible for it and they can be the money maker and then I can just like ride the wave or whatever. Or are we going to take care of our finances? Now the spirit world is saying if you refuse completely to come back down to the ground and pay attention to your finances, they will give you some rough experiences that shake you up and make you respect that earth balance. Okay, so definitely look at it and remember that we do need physical provisions for ourselves in this realm, on this earth, this planet that we're on, and that's not negative in and of itself. Okay, some systems might be, but I feel like we just have a very like high-minded, spiritual-minded crew for this group, and those kind of things could be things that overwhelm you. Some of you, it could just be in a social sense. You would rather just have a partner, you get married and they have money and they just take care of it, so you don't have to worry about those things and you can just like flit around and be like, it's a beautiful life. Some of you, it's definitely in a metaphysical sense, you know, in your beliefs and morals when it comes to the matrix and the universe and everything, and how things are run on this planet, where you just don't want to contribute to financial systems and things of that nature. Okay, but this is asking for financial responsibility, you know, some personal liability to take care of yourself and have some storehouses of things and to try to balance that. And I totally get that, because as we're working on revolutions and as we're working on different things, you know, having the balance of yes, having support in our community being very important, but also having individual stability as well is important as well. So just okay, I would say being around a lot of revolutionaries and things like that, you know, you can have that kind of hippie mindset where we don't want to touch money, but then you end up needing to connect with somebody who does. So is that really you not partaking in like the evils of the financial system, or is it you just like, you know, parlaying that to somebody else? So I feel like for this group, we need to say, okay, either way, my life is touched by resources and I need to be aware of it. I need to stop skirting around the issue for like a beautiful image and pay attention to what it takes to fund my life, to take care of myself, and you know, how that does affect my relationships or not. I feel like we need more cards. I feel like you guys are talking about, maybe this is the like we don't talk about money group or something like that. I feel like we need like a more real answer. Yeah, Five of Pentacles reversed, because we can go into lack and not have what we actually need. Daring rebirth reversed. Goddess Ishtar. Yeah, and when Ishtar too was missing, when she went to the underworld, people didn't have the resources they needed for a long time, right? Until she brought back the harvest and the fruition of things. The ace of, or sorry, the jack of clubs here. So very springtime energy, things coming back. I don't know. I just don't see you guys wanting to save at all. I feel a lot of recklessness. I feel a lot of putting the responsibility on partners. On one side being like, oh no, like a pure-hearted energy, I don't care about finances, but then just wanting to land it big with somebody else who is taking care of their finances and getting your finances that way, which is a roundabout way of if we're consciously continuously doing that, that changes from us just having a moment of being in lack and needing to rely or needing to get some kind of assistance from family or friends or loved ones, which that's a community thing. You know, we should all be open to helping others and receiving help if we need it throughout life's events. However, if we're continuously in that space, and that's our mindset, is I don't have to worry on that because I will just always have someone else be responsible for it. We're going into opportunism, we're going into gold digging, we're going into other energies, but we're painting it pretty. We're painting it with societal roles or whatever. We're finding some way to act like that's okay. We're saying this is through love. So this is not, again, a situation here and there or, you know, certain life events pushing it. They're now saying, are we planning for that just to be the way it is? Are we planning to just use marriage or dynamics like that to excuse the fact that we're just looking for financial stability? But again, I don't see you guys, and I keep pulling cards, and I don't see you guys saving. Invasive. It looks like we're just putting it on somebody else. So that would be the answer to your reading, would be when are you going to take responsibility to bring in the finances, to accumulate a positive saving for yourself to the level that you want it to be? When are you going to protect and defend yourself by having security that you need? Should the world end, right? What are you going to do if you feel like, okay, well, there's all this greed and this and that, so therefore I don't want to take care of this? Okay, but if you're just like having the conspiracy theories in mom's basement, letting mom take care of you, and what will happen then if the market crashes and you don't have any way to take care of yourself and no way to contribute to your family dynamic? You know what I mean? So it's like we can talk about things and be in our head, or, well, I'm just gonna play the traditional gender role so I can just get away with marrying someone rich and they just have to take care of me. Okay, and when that doesn't work anymore, when you're outgrowing those dynamics spiritually, and etc., etc. So Spirit's like, yeah, this is going to be a bit of an invasive read for you guys, because we're going to poke all of these, kind of holes in your tire and ask you to really change the flat tire that's here all along, that's been bumping along the road. These are some aspects that this group really doesn't want to look at in some ways, okay? Another dynamic I'm getting from this group is you might, for those of you who have the savings in this group and you're like, whatever, I have a lot of money, what can be here is you might like having that dynamic so that you can look down your nose at people who are less stable than you in your family. Okay, they're out trying to change things. They're students, they're revolutionaries, they're, different dynamics. They could be trying to start a family and have a young marriage, a new marriage, or have different things that have gone on. And they are people that you're supposed to support and invest in your family. But you get some kind of power by not doing that, and by claiming it's for savings, claiming it's basically like a Four of Pentacles, right? That Scrooge energy. Can't nothing make your life work if you ain't the architect. You might like to keep others from being the architect of their life by not helping contribute when you could give back to others and when you could support others. So the spirit world, for those of you who are doing that, is saying that's no way to save. What's the point? Well, no, you're saving and hoarding are not the same thing. So if you're getting to the point you're just hoarding things up, I knew someone like that was a Virgo, and they would act jealous of any little tiny thing I could scrape up for myself. They'd also had a hard life, but they got like all these grants, and they had their own apartment when everyone else was struggling, it's like college. And then we found out they had like tens of thousands of dollars in the bank. And I was like, well, what? But you're sitting here like lecturing me if I actually get like an extra 10-20 bucks a week to spend and like buy a book for myself? Like, are you kidding me right now? But they were like so lack conscious and so like entitled with their finances, and never gave, any help to anyone else at all. Like, they would want you to come see them, but you had to, bus out there or whatever it was, right? So I feel like some of you are on that side of things, and they're saying check it, because all your savings ain't worth diddly squat. Around here, we call you broke if everyone's broke except for you. So some of you needed that check in too. All right, that's what I'm seeing for this group. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. I'm seeing 23. Bye. All right, for those who chose Peach Moonstone, little insight, advice, information about savings, looking at savings, ideas around savings. Okay, so for this group, we have a Three of Pentacles reversed, the Eagles reverse. Okay, so what else we get here? Celebration, bliss. Remind us not to overlook the possibility of lessons here. Okay, so for this group, detachment, balance is needed so much. Eight of Swords. In this group, we can have some disputes about what to do with money and what not to do. We have let go reverse. So, okay, so this could be where I feel like there's different opinions on your finances. Temperance reverse, Eight of Swords reverse. We got Eight of Swords reverse twice for this. So we can have where maybe you guys have different parents or different advisors in your head about what to do with finances. We're looking for spiritual bliss with finances, but we're not finding our best spiritual attunement with our finances here. Some of you might need to open up your savings and spend a little to properly invest in your career, your education, or your travels right now, but you might be nervous about that. There could be debate too about, like, let's say some of you want to have like a graduation party, but then other people are like, really shaming that idea, like, no, how dare you waste money for that? Like, don't spend money on that. And then the other group is like, hey, you're not going to take it with you. Enjoy your life, like, follow your bliss. So it looks like there's like very conflicting ideals when it comes to finances. You might have some kind of squares and things when it comes to your financial placements and your astrology. Naturally, the second house of personal finance is opposite the eighth house of other people's money and shared finances. But I just feel like it's exhausting. I feel like if money gets talked about in your friend group or your family, it's probably very exhausting. But it looks like a lot of people who have strong opinions and strong influence and energy towards your finances who don't see the same future. And that's the thing that's really difficult here. This could also be if you're getting financial advice from all over the place, like if you're watching a lot of financial videos and this is how you should, plot to have a lot of security in your finance and how you should save and invest in real estate or whatever, but it's conflicting information and it's conflicting spiritual values, is the thing. So here they're saying, one, come out of fear with your finances. They're also warning against giving your money to like pyramid schemes, okay? Get rich quick or pyramid schemes. So here it looks like you either hold on to money too tightly or you overly detach and you just let your money go. You just give it wherever and you're like, oh well, whatever's for the highest best. Like I just, it reminds me of what can be a negative side of Pisces. It can be a positive or negative that we have where we can overly detach from what we just did with our finances. Sometimes it's great because, it wasn't something we can control and we can just move on to the next thing. Or it's just a mistake that if we dwell on it too long, it's going to bring us down and be really toxic. But sometimes it's like, no, we actually need to check ourselves because that was not a good financial decision. So for this group, we have Sagittarius card reverse. We have Gemini cards reverse. Aquarius energy here. We even have Capricorn reverse. Capricorns could be luxurious spenders and they hate when they make bad financial decisions and they can have a hard time looking at themselves when they really mess up that way. So whichever of your sign is, making some, with Scorpio as well, some sneaky little financial mistakes, they're saying don't overly detach from them, but don't live in terror of yourself. You can't be afraid of yourself when it comes to spending your money and investing, but we also can't be over here. I see referee. We can't just be overly spending on sports, betting, alcohol, the wrong crossroads, too much eating, too many mukbangs, okay, too many ASMR slime waste for the earth products, whatever it is, okay. Let's see. I do see I don't really like the connotation of this word, but what is considered tithing, where you intentionally set away a certain percentage of your money to give back to the community or to spiritual resources or things of that nature, being an important part of your savings plans. When you're thinking of savings, of money that you're putting away, money that you're setting aside, consider the money that you're going to be giving back. Set yourself a specific percentage and do it religiously. As I say, do it continuously and with devotion. It's going to be really, really good. The spiritual world will very much celebrate that. Then have constructive zones for each area, of your life. That's what we need to do. We need to compartmentalize a bit more in a healthy way for this group. So what happens is you have so many different things that you want to do, and it doesn't look like we go towards any of these correctly. And then we end up pulling out money where we shouldn't, like where our money should be stable, and trying to hide it away like a squirrel or get it to fix a problem. And then we just detach and say, let go and let God, okay? And they said, stop letting go. Stop overly detaching. Stop running away. Some of you also could have ruined your credit in one country and literally went to another country. Or you're just like literally running away from the location or place where you messed up your finances and credit. Okay, so they would rather you pay more attention and work further into the future with your finances. Don't fight the feeling. There's always a cost, okay, for things that are going on. Yeah, there's a cost. We got Libra energy here. So some of you need to catch up on it's we're trying to talk specifically about savings, but of course we're talking about many different things. Some of you still have things that you owe, some kind of institution, banking, taxes, or something you have to pay it. Some of you, it's a wedding, like a wedding venue or graduation money. It could be college. It's saying you can't detach from that. Pay attention to it. Unfortunately, it might be a little bit stressful and you might feel like less anxiety when you ignore it. And you're like, oh, my spiritual energy has gotten me beyond this vibration. But the truth is, if you actually pay attention to it, maybe you're not beyond the vibration of it. You're just ignoring it. And to truly heal the vibration and help your financial energy so that you have more savings, you need to actually deal with it, okay? And it could be out of alignment with your spiritual beliefs too to have this hanging in the balance as well. All right, yeah, Five of Spades, Capricorn energy. There definitely can be some kind of institution that's trying to get this. Yeah, some of you might be waiting on some inheritance to kick in or some court case to go through, and then you feel like, okay, once that happens, then I won't have to worry about savings. But it's saying you do need to save up. That's why you were drawn to this. You do need to save up. Okay, you do need to bring it in. Yeah. I got it made, but not paying full attention because of location that you're in. Some of you also might have a security in a certain location. Like maybe you always know you can go back to mom's house or something like that. So that's why when you're in other locations, you're not taking care of things the way you need to be, because then you go back, especially if you're Gemini or Sagittarius, and then you go back to, you know, where you have security at and where you depend on people to take care there. And that is why there is like a concern with your finances. I feel like some of you might have used more than one identity or social security or something. I don't know. There could even be someone in this group that's like a scammer. And what's yo, what is up with that? Okay, we have the Justice card, so they're gonna get you. It's from the Hoodoo card too. You can get caught up if you're messing with people's names and money and things like that. I guess you came here today to figure that out. You got to get that together. Scales. You got the scales twice in this reading. Now, some of you, the reason you've had a hard time saving is because you're paying off things that somebody used your name and that it hasn't been forgotten. We have Rosemary here. Rosemary remembers everything, but it's reversed. So you could be having a negative credit score. You could be having things you have to pay off. Things you're trying to take care of, somebody else's medical bills, something that was in your name, but then it went wrong, like maybe from a divorce or roommates or family, and somehow some of you are taking care of elders and you're like responsible for their bills or something somehow. Certain countries, they pass debt along to family members, so you might have just inherited like a parent's debt or something that wasn't your fault. But I do see it coming out. I do see finally you getting these things to break even if you'll willingly look at them and pay attention to them and continue to address them. I feel like the spirit world is saying if you're not trying to address it, we're not going to help you and you're going to get dried up. You might even see roads closed with your job because they want you to be taking care of these things right now. They want you to have a good, honest energy. So it's better for you to you know, look at things, contact the people that you need to contact things. Now, some of you could have a debt forgiveness that will be going on, so pay attention to the legalities of those, because sometimes if you, if it's been a certain amount of years and you haven't communicated with that person, that it can fall off, but then if you communicate with them, it's there. I don't know, there can be weird things with things like that. So I also feel like if it's a false charge against someone scammed you, that you need to pay attention to that and like actually make sure you report that properly and go through the proper channels. But I feel like be very careful with your credit score right now. Also know what you should leave on and take off of your credit score, because sometimes we might think it's better to remove a debt, but if you paid it off, it actually is better to leave it on your credit in some ways. Speak to a financial counselor, okay? I'm just giving examples here. But yeah, there's things like that to consult with, okay? Some of you are in financing, but you still need to consult somebody who's a professional, just like doctors go to see other doctors when they're ill, because maybe you're not seeing things accurately for your finances and it's still just very overwhelming, okay? So once we get through all of this, let go of the small thoughts about yourself and see yourself succeeding. So once you have your financial energy and you're looking at it, they're saying don't become down on yourself and overwhelmed as you're going. Now you can say, oh, I found some programs that help with student loan forgiveness, or that help repair credit after identity theft or whatever it is. Or, I'm looking at things that now I can take care of some debts that I had, and I can start regulating my money, so I can even start thinking about finances, right? I can think about finances now because I'm getting to that point that I've taken care of just surviving, and now I can really start dreaming big. We have a doorway card for you, Ace of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, oh, dang it. Some people really abuse the system, and their families have done it for a long time. Got away with it because takers on takers on takers. But I do feel like you're going to get that finance back. The earth remembers. The earth knows who did wrong. And you do have finances that are trying to come back. Yeah. It's being incubated. So don't give up. Some of you, like in like 6 years, I know it's a long time, but in like 6 years, you're going to hit really, really good financial stride. But it's going to be based upon the things that you're doing right now. Getting things together and not letting yourself really get down and having to get everything very functional in your life, investing correctly, getting out of red tape, getting out of kind of systemic kind of like being the prey of different like classism and financial systemic issues and stuff like that. Getting out of all that stuff, okay? So I think you'll get into a much better space if you take the advice from this, and then we can get you into a better space spiritually, so that you have a better, because all the deities are reversed still for finances here, in a way that I feel like it's not them channeling down, but in a way that is saying we can't be on your side for everything until you get karmically balanced. So remember to give back. Right here we have that card here. That is the game changer for you. Even when you don't have as much, give away what you can. There's always some way we can contribute resources back to our collective and our community. In this group, it's really important that you do so. And then also have what you save for yourself, even when things are tough. And you will see vast improvement. And definitely within a 6-year period, have a lot more success, stability, and savings, and be able to give back in bigger ways and be hitting your dream goals with your finances. More rather than later. So just think if you had started, 2017, if you're watching this when I uploaded, just, that would be 6 years later. Boom, now it's 2023. You would be thriving and successful. So don't think that's too far off, okay? All right, I'm going to stop. I'm like, I think the other readings were quick, and then this one we're going way into it because I had to just like try to find where are you going to start saving? Where is this going in your reading? But yes, feel free to contact for personal reads. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you guys again on another one. Bye.